show.
Oh, great.
So you can choose between 2 different demos. One has more focus on vehicle combat, high octane, fast-paced physical vehicle combat. The other one is more about melee combat. This one doesn't have too much hand-to-hand combat. But in this one, you are going to start off by capturing or upgrading your Magnum Opus. Your Magnum Opus is your signature vehicle.
Sure.
And at the start of the game, Max gets taken down by Scrotus and his henchmen, his war boys. Scabrous Scrotus is like a warlord around the Gastown area of this world. Totally evil, power-hungry, treacherous, and so on. So he leaves Max for dead, strips him of his famous interceptor, which like the fans will be distraught to hear.
Yeah, I'm distraught hearing that right now.
There you go. So it's part of the story. Loses the interceptor, left for dead. Should really probably die, but
he's Mad Max.
He's Mad Max.
Yeah, I mean,
the ultimate survivor enlists the help from some companions in the game, and then gradually your journey throughout the game is to build an even better wasteland war machine.
Oh man!
And every player will choose to customize and look for different parts and enlist the help of different people in the wasteland, and will ultimately produce a vehicle that's unique to them.
Wow. So how much of, like, it seems like there's so many elements to this game. It looks, I see like RPG elements, inventory elements, and like action, driving. So like, how do you want to balance how how did you want this to feel to for players?
Yeah, well, it's an Avalanche game. So first and foremost, one of our main characters is always the world.
Right.
So we started off by taking a location around Gastown. Gastown is an oil refinery. It's got pipes leading out to oil rigs, which are situated in the sea. So it's a seabed. There's actually a volcano underneath the sea. Harbour wall, industrial region servicing the Gastown refinery. There's an airport, there's a financial district, and so on. And then we threw the apocalypse at it. And we just teared it all down on concept, on paperwork. And that's really how we got, something that should feel authentic. Now, you won't see that when you jump into the game first. But if you pay attention, if you really spend time exploring, you'll see telltale signs all the time, like sewer entrances, signs of an old disused subway, churches, and so on. And if you really are prepared to invest, you'll uncover some of these lost treasures.
That's great. I love that ability to just kind of go around and explore and just find these like hidden treasures and just like other events.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. So whenever you're playing the game, can you just, instead of, if you don't want to do the main quest, you don't want to do a side mission, can you just do whatever you want? Just go off into the desert.
Absolutely.
And survive?
Yeah. So there are some areas that you will need to sort of punch through. There's a big gate, for example, in the harbour wall, and you'll need a special talon for your harpoon. Again, the trademark Avalanche harpoon.
Sure.
To pull it down. There's a little bit of gating just to make sure that you don't just race to the finish line too quickly.
Sure.
But you can. It's the Avalanche promise, right? If you see it, you should be able to go there. Yeah, there's no backdrops, no level loading, nothing like that.
Oh,
just made a lot of people happy.
Yeah, I am like
Guaranteed.
so psyched.
Because that sold to me. And if it was like, so I was gonna get it no matter what. But if I learned that it was linear or like story based completely or whatever, I still would have been excited. But now I get to actually explore this world that I saw when I was 7. That's really good news.
So Soma, how long would you wait for Mad Max? Like, what kind of release date would you like tolerate? Just out of curiosity.
1 week. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No. At the end of the year, maybe. I don't know.
But no.
Whenever it's ready, actually.
I have a copy in my back pocket here.
Oh. Wait, you just go down to stage.
I thought you had a code to give me.
September 1st.
Wow. Oh, that's coming up.
Is it really September 1st?
Yep.
That is soon. That is just like.
I asked you earlier how long you guys have been in development. I was actually surprised. Can you tell us?
Yep, 3.5 years.
3.5 years. You said it's sick. That's cool. but yeah, I mean that you can tell like a lot of love. Just looking at the game now, just like exploring the open wasteland, and just where does this take place in just like the timeline of Mad Max? Is this like after the last movie, or
we are a little bit hazy on that?
Oh sure, okay, understandable.
Yeah, but I think it's actually a precursor to the Fury Road.
Okay.
But really, if you look at all of the films, Mad Max's journey is nearly always the same. He's totally insane at the start.
Yeah.
Maybe apart from the first one. Totally insane. He wants to just detach himself from humanity. Every time he gets close to someone, they get ripped away from him.
Yeah.
Tragically. But in order to find peace, in order to escape, he always has to make friends with somebody or make some sort of partnership, and that ultimately always ends in tragedy, in even more tragedy, and you know, the whiplash back to teetering on insanity again.
Just dashing tragedy, a little bit more tragedy. It's just
You're right about
needs a little bit more tragedy. Let's tear away someone else that he loves. But
That's funny about Max, because you're right. Max, he goes through these dark moments where he's all by himself for years, and then he finds people to hang out with for a little bit. You can see he smiles, maybe. He hangs out with a little kid, and he's starting to get his humanity back, and then he's like, actually, screw that. And he just goes off back into the desert and forgets about it. Well, maybe I need to hang out with a little kid again and throw a boomerang around or something like that. And then he like has this human moment, and yeah.
But what really wrecks his head is the fact that it always seems to be his presence that brings on the doom on the people. So
it is, though. It's his
tragedy follows him.
Where he goes, the action sequences follow. It's his,
exactly where he goes, the action sequences follow. But that's the best way to put it.
But like just looking at the footage, though, like. I mean, you know, you have an open world like this, just like the vehicles, just like the collisions, the battle with other, like, you know, like wasteland, like villains. It seems like so satisfying.
So there's obviously vehicle combat is sort of one of the innovations. It's one of our key tenets, gameplay mechanics. But there's a whole bunch of weaponry that you can use when you're sitting in your magnum opus. You can customize it to look and feel. You know, you can add defenses against certain types of vehicles. You can upgrade the drivability and the stats. And you can't just max out everything, because that would give you an undrivable car. So you have to figure out, okay, well, what are these upgrades affecting? Do I have more traction? Do I have less power? Is the car too heavy because I put on a kick-ass ramming grille and so on? So you have to kind of decide, well, what vehicle do I want? Do I want a tank that's just going to plow through everything? Do I want something that's nimble, can survive over, you know, rocky terrain and so on? And then there's a whole array of weaponry that you can use from within the magnum opus. In our demo today, we show you obviously Max's iconic shotgun.
Right.
But there's also he has a sniper rifle at the back. Chum Bucket, his black finger mechanic, who's in the back of the magnum opus there that you can see now. He helps him by firing a bunch of different weapons, like the harpoon. He also mans what we call the Thunderpoon, unfortunately, Chris.
That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The harpoon basically firing a thunderstick, a big incendiary explosive device. It's almost like a heat-seeking rocket launcher. You'll see...
Thunderpoon?
Yep.
I love it. Hey, I got a question for you guys. So, if you guys were trying to survive in the apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice? I'm throwing it out. I know it's left field. I just want to know. Curveball.
I think it would probably be a bottle opener.
I mean, you know, get thirsty, I guess. I mean, that's
you get one weapon.
The torture. Imagine you found a bottle of beer in the wasteland and you couldn't open it. The torture would kill me.
What if Max is a badass though? He'd just twist it off with his eye, wouldn't he? Yeah. I'd use a sock full of sand. That's what
sock full of sand.
Yeah, there's like sand everywhere. You can always reload whenever you need.
I was about to say something impractical like a tank. I never have enough fuel to actually like drive the thing around. And I think once I'm out, I'm done anyway. You're completely right.
The reason why I asked that is I want to know what Max's weapons are in the game. Can you maybe lay out like maybe every single gun that's going to be in the game? No,
good call.
Like maybe like a couple guns.
No, he's right. We need all the weapons. I mean, we would be a great interview without it.
Well, you got the sniper rifle. Obviously, his shotgun. You've also got the vehicle has this harpoon which can launch thundersticks. He can pick up any melee weapon that the enemies have, including thundersticks.
Anything. They drop it, he can pick it up.
They drop it, he picks it up.
I love that.
He has shivs, small, like kind of wasteland crafted knives that he uses to